This is MLB Now, the show for the thinking fan. I'm Brian Kenny. Welcome back. This is MLB Now's Baseball Plays of the Year. If this is coming off as a bit of a different show, in fact, it is. Morphing out of our MLB Now program, a show largely based on analytics, it seems like this is the antithesis of what we would believe in. But what we actually believe in is competitive advantage, best practices. And bottom line, we're interested in what wins. Recognizing that most all of the baseball industry speaks the analytics language, we now, every day on MLB Now, feature plays that we believe can give a team an edge. Awareness, execution, effort. Those plays make a difference. Joining us this hour, Buck Showalter, a manager who stressed fundamental play, and two three-time All-Stars, Jake Peavy and Sean Casey. But while it's fresh in our minds, let me start with this. Give you an example of what we're talking about. This is just from the postseason. Saw this recently. Brewers, Dodgers, NLCS, Sal Frelick, outstanding effort. But the ball is off the wall. This is a live ball. But the Dodger base runners are a mess. They don't see the ump rule safe. Teoscar Hernandez goes back to tag up for L.A. Look at the relay meantime. Frelick to Joey Ortiz. Look at Ortiz quickly to the plate. And that's a force out. Not only that, while the Dodgers didn't quite see the play off the wall from the bases, William Contreras, all the way behind home plate, knew exactly what was going on, walks to third base, completes the double play. The Brewers are probably the most baseball-y team in the majors. Fundamentally sound, superior baseball IQ, and they had the best record in the major leagues. All right, so what about the champs? One example, Game 6 of the World Series, ninth inning, Dodgers clinging to a 3-1 lead on Toronto, 2 on, 1 out. Kike Hernandez took it upon himself to move 6 feet in from his normal positioning so he could make a play. And he does. From there, charges hard on a fly ball, lets it go without planting. The throw is off quickly. Miguel Rojas, a beautiful snag at second base. Double play, ball game over. Now, Addison Barger of the Blue Jays wandered too far off, but Kike and Rojas make this happen. Hernandez didn't just move in. He got an excellent jump, more than 7 feet above average. We can measure that now. And he closed quickly. That fly ball was a 40% catch probability. That's low. He caught it up at his chest. The instincts, the jump, the throw, it's all what we call baseball-y. And it's what we're featuring here on this show. The hidden game revealed with fundamentals, some biomechanics, and baseball IQ. Baseball-y is what we call it. Let's bring in Buck Showalter and Jake Peavy. I know you guys, sometimes you look at the modern game and you wonder what is happening around here. It's great to have you guys here on this show. But Buck, this is what you preached. I saw you many times spring training, the Orioles. Your whole team is out on the field doing relays again and again and again. Baseball-y, I think, is where it's at.
You got a full lather going. You like this.
Yes.
I like this. No, it's what separates teams. And when you can get, I had a conversation everywhere I've been, you gather your best players. And if your best players play the game right, a manager has a chance. And we're going to get into that a little later. You've got to have your best players embrace this part of the game because, you know, analytically and statistically, that's pretty much an open book. Everybody's got that information. It's the people that can evaluate the baseball players. There's no greater, I guess, compliment I can pay somebody. If you hear me say this guy's a baseball player.
Right.
You got my attention.
See, that's where we go. I say that's baseball-y, and you know it when you see it. And, Jake, look, a lot of times the Moneyball revolution, whatever you want to call it, was, hey, let's properly value things like working a count, drawing a walk. I wonder now if we properly value, like, stopping a base, guy going from first to second, first to third, or, you know, conversely, relay plays that throw runners out. That's what we're talking about. That's extremely valuable.
It's absolutely valuable to the utmost. Like Buck said, it's the X factor that separates teams. It's discipline to me. I think about Alabama football in Nick Saban, and Nick Saban would say, I get the best talent in the world, and we play with the most discipline. This is discipline, to give effort, to be aware and in the moment, in the game. And look, for the teams that stand out in this.
Brian, can I say this? The game is played in 90-foot increments. It really is. Home runs, 360 feet. I got it. It happens. But who can stop them from going 90 feet and who can take 90 feet offensively by a heads-up play?
We just watched it decide the World Series.
Yeah, exactly. You know, fresh in our minds. Let's start with awareness plays and just go through some of the better plays. What I like about this, too, Buck, Jake, the same guys keep showing up. Like Alex Bregman is in baseball. He plays all the time. Here's a double play, but he makes the correct choice, running the runner back to second, throws to the base first, and then he has a rundown.
Yeah, no, this is just heads up. Knowing the runner's at first, you run this guy back, but you got to get rid of it and get the force out. Now you've got this guy on a rundown. Again, just heads up.
There's every point, counterpoint. The play there is for the runner to slide into him in the baseline and take him out, and you only give up 1 out. That's how you defend that play offensively.
So Alex Bregman makes a beautiful play. How about this backup plays? First of all, look, this is effort. Alejandro Kirk backing up first. Watch where he is, but he's exactly in line for the throw.
You should be able to draw a straight line, which you can, between the catcher, the first baseman, the second baseman, and the shortstop. Watch, and the right fielder, I'm sorry. Watch where they all end up in a straight line. You have to anticipate the angle of a throw as a catcher. And that's an art where many people aren't doing anymore, but someone's got to hold them accountable when they come off the field. Hey, you weren't where you were supposed to be, even though you weren't involved.
And Kirk did it beautifully there. He got it done. Chase Mydroff, meantime, backing up the play at first base. I like this, Jake, because he's out there. He's running all the time, makes the play, and then when the runner turns the wrong way, throws him out.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just athleticism, getting your feet and back to it. If the runner makes any kind of move like that, you're getting the ball to the first baseman. Nice job there.
I don't know how fair that rule is, but we won't get into that. But Mangum was actually running out of the lane going down the first baseline anyway.
I agree. It was squirrely in a lot of ways, Buck. We're just focusing on Mydroff. You're right. Miguel Rojas of the Dodgers, again, we showed it in the World Series, but he does this all the time. The sheer effort here, backing up. Look at him run for this ball.
The key for this play, if I looked at this where it first started, he was playing pull side up the middle. Look at this.
Wow.
Look where he is.
Yeah.
Most guys go, well, I can't get there. But he said, you know what, I can get involved in the play. I talk to guys all the time. Anticipate angles of throws. How can I possibly get involved in this play? And he did.
Knowing your ballpark as well, being in Colorado and the right fielder was so far away, he had to go get that ball.
What stat does that show up on?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, here it is, like doing a correct play. How about this? Manny Machado anticipating, does what is needed, cuts the ball off, throws the man off at second base.
I got to talk about this play because this goes way back. With 2 outs and a man on second, usually with less than 2 outs, the first baseman is the cutoff man. This is where, before the play, Manny tells the guy at first base, because we ran this play in Baltimore.
Right. Manny played for Buck in Baltimore.
2 outs, and I'm going to tell you why. With 2 outs, you go like this with your first baseman, which was Chris Davis at the time. I got the cutoff. You stay at home. Why? Because you know that the runner who hit the ball is going to take a wide turn.
Right.
In order to keep him from doing that, the first baseman's got to stay at home and put pressure on the backside. So this is a designed play. Actually, I guarantee you Manny brought it with him from Baltimore. Because most of the time with him in right field and center field, the first baseman's the cutoff man. Now watch the runner. You can see he can't get there. But the ability to put some pressure on him there, outs are precious. Don't give them up.
Correct. Let's get back to it now. Again, Rafael Devers, show you how fair we are. Devers did not have a very baseball-y season, but Jake, I got to give him credit. Look at this play. We wondered, can he play first base? Looks like he can play first base.
He's got a really strong arm. This start right here with Patrick Bailey looking that runner back. If Patrick Bailey does not come out behind the plate and look the runner back, Devers does not have a chance to make this throw, but big-time throw and tag here. This is baseball as it gets.
Again, he was a third baseman, but Buck, they wondered, can he play there? He didn't want to play there for a while. His footwork looks pretty sound.
Yeah, Jake made a great point there. The look back was the key.
Here, this is Dansby Swanson, who's very baseball-y. This is to end a ball game. Realizes the runner has ran around past third base, and he stays with him. That's in a 1-run game.
It's because of this fake throw. Watch the little fake throw. Yep, that just was just enough. And look, like you said, this was a huge ball game. Both teams fighting for their lives down the stretch where defense won the game.
I saw the third base coach put his hands up in the air. I'm waiting on my third base coach. But what? Excuse me, that's your responsibility.
How about the shades of Chase Utley? You talk about faking the throw. Fake to first, go to third. Look at that.
I've got a problem here. Who's he faking out? The runner's got his back to him. The fake is not required on the play because the runner's got his back to him. It's just like the play before. Sometimes the fakes look good, but what the purpose?
Well, he didn't know it at the time, Buck. He thought the guy could glance back at him and take a look, but meantime, he didn't know.
I don't think
Bryce Durang plays as good a second base as anybody I've seen. Truly.
All right, again, we're talking about the value of a base. Again, think about, hey, the guy hit a single, the guy hit a double. Trail runner going to second, it's like hitting a double.
Impact the game.
These are important plays. The guys will be back with us when we come back. Sean Casey will join us next from Studio 42. We'll highlight the best slides of the year with the egregious collision rule wiped out of baseball at home plate and second. Guys are getting more and more creative. We have the best plays of the year coming up next. We're back here on Baseball-y Plays of the Year. We're in Studio 42 because they're going to get physical with our three-time All-Star Sean Casey. Case, it's great to have you here.
Great having you.
Look, we follow the trends in baseball, and what we've seen since Major League Baseball has eliminated, rightly, in my opinion, the egregious collisions at home plate, egregious collisions at second base, the evolution of the game. Guys now come in knowing between that and replay.
Right.
Case, I think that's an important part, too, knowing that they're going to get a second look at this. I always say this on the show. You don't have to give yourself up. Just because I'm coming in and you're waiting for the ball,
right.
I have creative moves I can make, and you'd be amazed what these guys do.
No, I love that. And it shows their athleticism, too. Guys are not giving themselves up, maybe like they used to, just sliding in.
Right.
They're trying to be creative at the base, and it's been working.
Yeah, take a look. You'll be amazed when you see these all in a row. Here are our baseball plays of the year, the most unique slides. Start with Tyler Stevenson. So he's batting, goes into the corner. It's not a given, right? Going towards second base. Case, look at this. Beautiful,
Beautiful,
right?
beautiful.
Right.
You know, he does a great job, too, BK, of Tyler Stevenson looking at where Farmer is, and he sees him up a little bit, right? And look, he says, okay, I got the inner part of the base, but that's an athletic play right there.
So that's
Tyler
like,
Stevenson.
That's like an outrageous move. Someone more subtle than that. Mickey Moniak going to steal second in. And again, he's withholding his services. No, I will not actually go in for your tag. And he's even wagging. No, you didn't get me. And he's right.
He's like, check it. Oh, that's such an athlete right there. And to get outside like that and avoid that attack from Arise is pretty incredible.
Now, you can't run out to the outfield. You do have 3 feet. You create a lane, but you have a little bit of room to avoid the tag. Brent Rooker, this is a beautiful job. This is a slugger now, Case. Bouncing this off the wall. He's going into second.
Well, he's like, I'm getting a double here. I just bounced it off the wall, but he's got obviously a play. Great job. I mean, that's an unbelievable. Coming in.
Get the foot. Get the foot.
Get the foot. Get the foot.
Yes. But, they go to replay, and if you're like, oh, my foot was there and it came off, well, you're out.
Right.
So he realizes, no, you got to be on contact at all times.
Slide.
All right, how about into home as well? Now, here's Bobby Witt Jr., right? Now, Bobby Witt's on first base. Keep that in mind. He's taking, he's on second base. He's coming in, but watch the beautiful slide in for the plate. A super athletic guy. There it is.
Gets out, does a great, wow, that's an incredible, gives a great job getting outside, just avoiding the tag, and says, you know what, I'm one of the best athletes in baseball. Let me just slip my hand in there.
Again, I was talking about this at the top of the program. Case, biomechanics play a role, like knowing where your body is. This, by the way, was a walk-off, right? So here's Julio Rodriguez. Game is on the line, 5-5 in the 10th. We got to play to the plate. Anthony Volpe is in. And you're thinking, oh, how did he get in? Take a closer look at this. This is to end the ball game, Case. These are your Yankees.
When you slow it down, wow, what an athletic move by Volpe right there to pull that left hand up, get the right hand in. Incredible.
In real time, making that adjustment, it's a thing of beauty.
It really is.
Because you can't plan it. You got to see where the defender is. How about this? Will Smith, that doesn't look impressive, Case, right there. Wait till you see the replay of this. Look, it's like Joe DiMaggio lifting his leg up and then popping it down on the plate.
Wow, I was going to say, in real time, it doesn't look that impressive, but you're right. He jumps over the catcher and then gets the hand down.
It's a catcher doing that, too.
Give himself some space.
Right. Completely baseball. Now, here's another guy that you wouldn't think is very baseball-y, Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso, take it up. Now, watch Juan Soto. Soto does a good job here, too, Case, because he's going to show him where to slide. And Alonso is in, and he's safe.
Oh, great play all around. You're right, Juan Soto. Get down and out, down and out. He's sending, and right here, Soto does a great job. Down, and this way, and to the right, and to the left. Such a great play right there, all around. And what a slide by Pete Alonso. Polar Bear's a little more athletic than you think, BK.
Exactly. No, see, that's it. Like, he's totally committed to scoring the run and not giving up. And again, give credit to Soto there, who's not the most baseball-y guy, but he knows he has a job. Everybody has a job, right?
That's your job. Your job right there, bam, tell him where you need to slide.
Your job now, I need you at first base.
Let's go. I love this.
Here's the bee in my bonnet. That's what my producers call bee in bonnet alert, right? It's the burr in my saddle. It bothers me. Why do we allow this? All right, so you're a first baseman.
Okay.
And you were throwing with your right hand.
Yes,
Hit lefty.
yes. Oh, yeah.
So now I'm here. I get picked off, Case.
Yep.
And what happens in Major League Baseball, and why wouldn't you? I now will run right here because I'm interfering with your throw.
Right.
Why is that allowed, Case?
I don't know, because that's direct interference. As a first baseman, I'm taught I really got to create an angle.
Right.
As soon as we pick you off, BK, I'm going to create this angle. If you just ran straight like that,
legit,
I need this angle. Now, veer in a little bit.
Yeah.
You veer, and I'm like, okay, what are we doing here? Like,
and these guys are like, wait till you see a couple of these examples.
Right.
But here's the rule, just to show, because I know a few years ago, the Manny Machado play in the playoffs with Freddie Freeman, and every announcer is going, oh, it's a completely legal play. No, it's not. Any runner is out when he intentionally interferes with a thrown ball. Okay, or hinders a fielder attempting to make a play on a batted ball. And think of it, it's that rule or spirit of the rule. Do we want this in the game? Let's look at some plays. Okay. First of all, this is about the only time that I saw them actually call it. Jackson Chourio looks back case, and they're like, no, you can't do that. This is the proper call. Yeah, it was egregious, I think. I think as soon as Jackson Chourio looks back, they're like, Well, that's it. He got busted like a shoplifter.
Right. Right here, where he starts to make that move inside. This is going to be interference right here. He's making that move.
Then he runs in.
Yeah, and he knows it. Now he's really in the lane.
He puts his left hand up, right? It took a lot. Look, Pat Murphy's upset. Come on, Pat. It took a lot for him to get called out. All right, here's some examples. By the way, everybody here is safe. Where is Josh Naylor? Where is Josh Naylor, Case?
He's 3 feet into the grass. He is so, BK, wait till you see how far into the grass that he is here. Watch. Here he goes, veering.
Oh, what? A little jab step.
3 feet. And he's on his own. But they gave it to him.
Oh, look at this.
Look at that.
Look at this.
Look at that.
See, again, if they're going to let you do it, I'm with Josh. Yeah, absolutely. Right. If they're going to let you do it. How about this? Zach Neto now. This is making him. I want to show this to the rules committee. He's making a mockery of things. Look at this. Where is he, Case? Where's he going?
That's called interference. And he looks back, too. He's literally trying to get in Torkelson's way. He's like, Torkelson, I have to go 7 feet inside.
You want to say, like, they also say, hey, do you want to pitch, Zach? You can pitch for your club if you want.
Did they call that?
Pitch for us. No. Safe. Did not call that. All right, Jerkson Profar here against the Mets. Same thing. They do not call him out on this play. I mean, he might as well jump up and try to bat the ball out of the air. By the way, he kind of messes up the whole double play.
Oh, my gosh. That you have to. I mean, this is so egregious as far as interference. In, out, even over to the...
Whoops.
Look at this. All right, how about now? And he ducks right there. Like 3 times he interfered in that play. That's got to be called. Hopefully the umpires look at this and say, that we need to start. Guys, we need to get that right.
We rest our case, okay? We showed that. Can I show you one other thing that did get called in the playoffs that I wonder, is this illegal? Because since this bothers me, everyone thought this would bother me too. You do not have to give yourself up. Here's Josh Naylor in the playoffs. He runs straight into the ball. Case, I would maintain there's no rule that you have to slide. Like he jumps, so maybe that does it. Now they called him out, and I'm good with the spirit of calling him out. I get it, but if he just runs in straight like old Dizzy Dean in 1934,
who got knocked out
cold. If you run straight in, like if you're the second mate, I run straight in. You have to either buzz my tower or go around me.
Right. You're right. I can see that one saying, okay, that might have been okay had he not jumped. As soon as he jumps, I say there's interference.
He crossed the line. Okay, we're being reasonable here, Case. Good job. We're going to have you back in a little bit. We'll take a short break. When we come back, relay plays. I think this is something that needs to be quantified better. I'm sure teams are looking at it. Relay plays are a big part of eliminating runs. That's next on our baseball-y plays of the year. Back here on MLB Now's Baseball-y Plays of the Year, and back with Jake Peavy and Buck Showalter. Here's what's not quantified too, Buck, that I think is huge in the game, relay plays. Right, to quantify the ability, and they're all big plays. Most of these are plays where guys are trying to score a run. These are vital to winning baseball. Let's pick it up. These are our teamwork plays, Baseball-y Plays of the Year. A lot of Cleveland baseball here. Guardians, Buck, all over this. Nolan Jones has a plus arm. Gabriel Arias has a plus arm. Here's this relay.
Started off that he gloved it instead of tried to barehand it. Anytime you can make a good throw, the key is the very first throw. It allows the infielder to step into the throw and move his feet. If he's got to move his feet to catch the ball instead of moving his feet to throw the ball, it's a full step for the player. They're actually in a little bit in the wrong area there. They should be lined up towards home plate more.
Okay, that's a great point.
Runner at first base, your relay's always set up to go to home plate, right?
And with nobody on, it's set up to go to third base.
Okay, how about this one now? This is Stephen Kwan, another superior fielder in left field. Jake, look how far he's got to run. So it seems like a lost cause, but he's not giving up on it.
Absolutely, and picks it up on the move, throwing it to Arias, just getting in position.
The key there again, watch that the throw was accurate enough for the infielder to move his feet to throw to the plate instead of trying to catch the ball. See how his feet are set?
Yeah. If we didn't do baseball plays every day, I probably would say, oh, Gabriel Arias, he's on Cleveland, right? No, but now on MLB Now, I know Gabriel Arias by heart. I know, you know what? He is always throwing guys out. By the way, his arm strength is 94th percentile. He throws 92 miles an hour. But here it is, Kwan to Arias again, because on TV it's hard to see who gets the relay. That's Gabriel Arias.
baseball player anticipating, where can I go to impact this play? Maybe right here. And I guarantee you, he knew that this guy had taken a wide turn. Maybe the trail or the second baseman was talking to him. First base, first base, first base.
Well, I think he's taking a wide turn because he possibly thinks that ball could get by Quan.
He's going to go to second base, right? But he gets picked off. Here's one way to try to quantify, because we're looking at ways of doing it. Arm value leaders. The Guardians are not just number one, they're twice as much as the Padres or the Red Sox. That shows you how good they are.
Everybody's wondering, why did they play so well down the stretch?
Yeah.
Seeing it.
Hey, I wish guys would work on their arm strength. I used to see it happen a lot in the game. I don't see it happening, BK.
Speaking of arm strength, let's check this out. This is Boston now, and this is Jaron Duran to Trevor Story. This is weird, Buck. You tell me, are they in the right spot? He ends up making the play. That's a tough play.
They're in the right spot, but the first throw, once again, the first throw made the infielder have to go sideways instead of directly in the path. Watch how far he has to go. He's got to go way over here, which gives the runner another half step. The key to a good relay is the first throw.
Shortstop, best athlete on the field, and you see it right here. Adjusting to this throw and then getting your body in. Look at this.
And Jake, you know where it's at in front offices now, biomechanics. Just Trevor Story changing his body angle. Like it's a small thing, but that's a skill.
Absolutely.
It's an immense skill.
Not many players can make that play right there.
Just how about Ronald Acuna? Now, this is raw strength out in right field. He's got a tremendous arm, but he's also going to get help from his third baseman, Nacho Alvarez, who does a deke. So long way to go. Yankees don't figure there's even a play on this, but there is.
Yeah, you've got to be laying on the ground as a third base coach to give him a sense of urgency there. This one, you've seen coaches where they're laying on the ground.
Deke both ends, absolutely. Tim Flannery, one of my best friends in the world, third base.
Great third base.
At the hot corner. It was deked on both ends. Acuna deked with, right, and then great play by Nacho there.
Nice play by the Braves. How about this? This isn't a relay play, but I'm told, Jake, that teams practice this now. J.P. Crawford, maybe no play except for here.
You have to practice it because if you leave your feet with a decent runner running, you have no chance. So this is something that, yes, infielders practice. They have a lot of fun practicing this in infield.
That was beautiful. That's Miles Mastrobuoni.
You think he liked it?
Also, Leo Rivas will be the second baseman next. Crawford, a good fielder. This is why I like, the defensive metrics, maybe they're right, maybe they're not, but that's a beautiful play.
He gets credit for range factor there, and he didn't even finish the play. He did finish the play in another way. Beautiful.
How many, Buck, let me ask you this, because it seems like, again, going to spring training, how clubs practice relay throws. How much would you practice that?
You know what we used to do to get another team building thing? We would put a clock on the field that you could see, like a shot clock, and we would let them pick their teams. Let the outfielder pick the shortstop picks the catcher. So you had 5 catchers, you had 5 teams, and we would put a clock on them so you could get the ball from the outfield fence to home plate the quickest.
Right.
But it was also a way for them to. But it was funny how many guys would pick. You'd think they would all pick Manny, but they picked J.J. Hardy because they knew it was going to be accurate and they knew it was going to be right here.
Interesting. Yeah.
BK, when I got to the big leagues, there was a time in years where every city we went to, at least one time on every road trip, we got out there as a team and we took infield cutoffs and relays that happened once a week.
Right. Fascinating. Again, these are big, big plays. When we come back, every time I see a guy not running out of the box or not running on the bases, I say, I wish I could put all these great plays together and shame these guys who don't run. So we've got them for you. The athletes who do run in Major League Baseball and where it makes a difference. Hustle Plays with Sean Casey next.
Rose says he always gives 110%, and it shows.
Nicknamed Charlie Hustle. Runs to first even on a walk.
In the meantime, Pete Rose shows him why they call him Charlie Hustle and how he got to be named the series' most valuable player. These are the kind of incredible plays that the crowd has come to expect of Pete Rose. He certainly hasn't let him down. Charlie Hustle.
With a real Rose-style rundown.
We can see Rose's first intention was to slide, but he realized there was only one way to score to win the game.
Well, we're talking hustle, and that's the reason why, for a good part of his life, for most of his life, Pete Rose was a national hero.
Yes.
Our dads, both our fathers, right? How often would your dad cite Pete Rose? Mine would all the time.
All the time. As a matter of fact, one time I grounded out to the pitcher and I jogged to first base. My dad said, Pete Rose would never do that. He goes, if you do that again, you're done playing baseball. All right, never again, Dad, never again.
We would have missed out on you hitting 500 in the World Series. No big deal, as you would say. I often say, when I see a guy Cadillac it or hit a ball and go watching it, and it happens, even in the major leagues, I say, I want to show them the opposite of what they're doing at the major league level, the guys who get after it. Here are our hustle plays of the year. baseball-y plays. Start off, Jarren Duran, Case, the same guys make it all the time. Jarren Duran is all over this. Watch him, stealing second, ball gets away. Not that far, Case. He's off and running.
Listen, if you don't hesitate like Jarren Duran, this guy is one of the best at this. Does a great job. Watch, ball kicks, no hesitation, bam, he's on his way to third.
Case, I would have stayed. I'm saying that ball that gets that far away, I'm like, I better not.
Yeah, that's why you're not Jarren Duran.
That's a good point. I'm BK Hustle. What do you mean? How about this straight steal of home, Case?
Oh, you gotta love Duran. Look, you gotta love that. He felt something. He knew he could get it. Man, and you gotta right here.
Make it difficult on the pitcher. Look at this. It's a thing of beauty.
Oh, he was reading. He must have been doing that earlier.
They're not your friend. They're your opponents. You know, you can mess with them a little bit. Now, Stephen Kwan is all over this show as well defensively. But how about this? He's on second base, wild pitch. He's scoring.
That's great. That's you talk about a baseball-y heads-up play right here. He sees the kick away. He just keeps going, knows that he can make it, and man, just makes it with a great slide too right there, BK.
Kwan is such a baseball-y player. Like, he's so much better than his numbers. All right, keep it going now. Texas Rangers. This is Michael Hellman. He's on first. He takes off. Watch this. Ball gets away. I think it hit him. He's going off to third, gets into center field. He never stops running, Case.
Wow.
And he's in.
Wow.
Rewarded with the hustle.
BK, this one might have been one where it was too much hustle. Because I think if a good throw might get him, but I do love it though. He looks back, third base coach has him going. But right there, it's great. You gotta love it. You gotta love the hustle.
He caught a break.
He caught a break.
Right.
But he got it. He made them make a play.
Fortune favors the bold, Case. All right, we had to get one in or two in from Ellie De La Cruz, who is all over our baseball. He plays all year long. By the way, he's on first base. He's scoring. He's scoring easy. He's on first base.
He just can do things that other people can't, and it's amazing.
Now, this is the same game. No, you see, he was running from first.
Yep.
That ball went into the outfield. He was already on second base. He's on first. He's scoring from first.
Yep.
And he's in.
Well, the great thing is mentally he knows as soon as I'm taking off, I'm scoring until they tell me to stop.
Just a thing of beauty. This is one of my favorite plays of the year. Yonder Alonso actually spotted this. This is in no man's land. That's Henry Davis. He has every reason to think this is a lost cause. The guy's going to get on first base. He never gives up. Never gives up on this ball.
Great job, and also the read to the first baseman. He knows he's going to throw it on the outside.
That's a rope to first base. That's a long throw. All right, so now watch this. Here we go, Case. Here's a tight ball game. Phillies and Orioles, 2 outs in the 6th. It's a tie game. JT Realmuto, the catcher, just legs it out. So pay attention. From here, base hit, home run. There were 2 outs. JT should have been out, and the Orioles should have been out of the inning. But look at this. It's like a video game. Wow. The runs keep coming. Schwarber, grand slam, 11-3. That inning does not happen if JT Realmuto does not dig it down the line.
Not hustling down the line.
Yeah.
And, I think one thing here with a lot of different players, play the game one way. Play it hard at all times, and usually you get rewarded.
By the way, you're hustling hard right here.
BK, it's incredible. So are you, brother. So are you.
Fired up. When we come back, the Los Angeles Dodgers are World Series champions. Why? Because once again, second straight year, they were a little more baseball-y than their opponent. The postseason baseball-y plays of the year, next.
And here comes Robinson, trying to steal home. He's safe, says the ump.
Tough play for Utley, and will not uncork the throw. Now it's coming home. It skips the dive. He is out at home.
The intelligence by not making the throw to first.
Right, looks the runner back, throws to first in time, coming home the runner, and Duda throws it away. Unbelievable base running by Eric Hosmer.
Some of the all-time great baseball-y plays from the history of postseason baseball. The Hosmer play, Eric Hosmer's been with us here. That might be my all-timer. Again, I didn't see Jackie Robinson slide into Yogi Berra.
You thinking I did?
What was that like, Buck? That shows you, like, these plays are the Jeter flip play. These are legendary baseball-y plays.
Yeah, the Jeter play was a play that we actually put in spring training. He was actually late getting there. We'll talk about that one. We used to get about it later.
Only you getting on Jeter for the flip play. That's classic. All right, this postseason, again, games are won and lost. A World Series is won and lost on how baseball you are. So let's go through some of the great postseason plays and start with Mookie Betts. This is a 4-3 game, 9th inning, NLDS. Betts and Max Muncy on the wheel play, Buck.
It's a play that was antiquated, but when you have a shortstop, because most guys used to swing the bat, fake bunt, swing the bat, but because he's so fast and such an athletic guy, he can get to third base in that wheel play. But years ago, you were taught, Jake, you were good at it, that you started here, you pulled it back if the shortstop broke early. But he could hold his ground so long there because how fast and athletic he is.
He's got a great point. That's exactly what we were taught to do. If you see the infield crashing, you are not to bunt it into them. Right. Nowadays, I don't think we practice the slash play.
That's fascinating. By the way, again, that's the game-winning play. It's a 4-3 game. That's the game-tying run for the Phillies. It was, oh, Phillies were bounced. Oh, what happened? Well, things like that happened. How about this? This was, hey, had the Brewers won this game, I wonder how this series turns out. But this is what Brewers baseball is all about. Sal Frelick, again, we showed it at the top of the program. It's off the wall, live ball. Joey Ortiz, beautiful throw. William Contreras knew it was happening every step of the way.
Where the mistake made here, I tell players all the time, the umpire never lies. He's your friend. Great call by the umpires here. What a great job of not panicking on their part. But the players here trying to evaluate what you're seeing.
Right.
You know, so his eyes should have gone right to the umpire. As soon as he saw a safe call, he keeps going.
Interesting. Also, again, the base runners weren't sure, but William Contreras knew. Contreras knew. He runs and he gets the double play.
I will say this in defense of the runners. It was so hard for me as a baseball player to be on the field and watch a play happen and then look at an umpire. I know it's taught, but it was very hard for me to do.
Once again, there's an example that he should not have slid in the plate. He should have run straight through it.
Okay, good point. Here, now look at this. Blake Snell over here doesn't get the out, but fires across the diamond. It's a beautiful throw.
I looked at this a lot today. First of all, Freddie can't go to second base. You know, Snell broke in good time there. The throw was a little bit offline, but the anticipation for a pitcher to throw that ball across the diamond who's used to throwing on a downhill angle to throw on flat ground is hard.
This World Series had so many great baseball-y plays. How about this? Vlad Jr., who's a tour de force for Vlad, who comes up firing, realizing he doesn't have the out at first, but he's got to play at third.
This is right. You give up the bag to keep the ball in front of you always, but when you realize you don't have a play, he slips.
Great part of that play. Good players have a clock. They have a baseball clock, baseball-y clock.
Right.
He's got a great clock knowing he can see the runner. He gave up the bag, came off first base, knowing that his clock's telling him he's got to play at third.
And look, Vlad is a $500 million player. He's the son of a Hall of Famer, and you're thinking, all right, he's some entitled kid. No, not the way he played in that World Series. He was the hardest working guy out there, Jake. Look at that play.
This is a beautiful backhand, going where the throw takes you. Look at my pitcher getting over without being able to see the bag, touching the bag. Great play by Vlad, but you have no idea how hard it is to go over there and find that bag while you're running and make a catch.
There's a minor league pitching coach that has been teaching him to get off the mound there that's really proud.
Also, Vlad is on first base here. Now, it's a weird bounce in right field, but Vlad is scoring from first base. That's impressive. Not the fastest guy, but he gets there. And look at the tag. Beautiful. Beautiful.
It's a great example of why you tell first baseman, anytime the ball's to your right, you cut it every time because of what the catcher has to do here. See how he'd vacate to his right? If the catcher has to vacate to his right, the ball's got to be cut.
Interesting. Okay. It's a good point. Again, first to home. It's a long way to go. How about Tommy Edman in this World Series? He made a couple of great throws. Here's one of them. Again, an effort play. You got to go get that ball.
Exactly. Tommy Edman, baseball-y, had made some tough plays in this game and stayed with it and saved it right here. Again, baseball clock, knowing that you have a play at third.
And every run, every base runner in scoring position is so vitally important in a 7-game series.
It's so hard to get on base, you cannot make outs on them.
My point about 90 feet increments, that's where the game's won and lost.
That's the 18-inning game as well, that epic. Now, we showed you this play briefly, but here, Kike Hernandez is so baseball-y, I don't even know where to start. That's a 40% catch probability. He moved himself in. He said, hey, I knew I wanted to make a play. I moved myself in like an extra 6 feet to make a play. Addison Barger, bad call by him, but he's victimized because Kike moves in and makes a catch. And a throw, Jake.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Kike just knowing the batter. That's just him reading the game situation.
The pick by Rojas, Buck.
That's the best play of the World Series was the pick to end this game by Rojas. Unless you tried to make that play. And also, you got an infielder out there throwing the ball on the run.
Right.
As opposed to a lot of outfielders can't make that throw.
That's a good point. So, look, starting depth. You see the average starting depth against Andres Gimenez was 278 feet. Kike moved in 6 feet. His jump was also 7 feet above average. So all this, again, the catch probability, 40% is a low catch probability. So he actually makes it, and he catches it at his chest.
When you see him catch it at his chest, he's looking at third base, also making sure that runner doesn't tag, and he needs to make a throw there. It's a very in-depth play.
I love that you guys see things that, wait, there's another level to this. You keep going deeper and deeper. But here's one now. We talk about, they're talking about these nice little plays, fundamental baseball, blah, blah, blah. How about winning or losing a World Series based on your jump and based on your lead? This is the Isaiah Kiner-Falefa play. Here we are, 9th inning. The Blue Jays can win the World Series if he's safe. And he's not. He's thrown out by Miguel Rojas, who makes a nice play, but you see where he is on the jump here. Now, Buck, when I saw this play initially, I wasn't thinking, he got a terrible jump, he had a terrible lead, but the evidence is just clear. We almost ended a World Series on a replay, by the way, and thankfully we didn't. But here it is, his quote, what he said: "They told us to stay close to the base. They don't want us to get doubled off in that situation with a hard line drive. Varsho hits the ball really hard. Muncy's right there. I'm waiting for a back pick from Will Smith. He's worried about getting thrown out by the catcher. I can't get doubled off." They got doubled off in Game 6. He was worried about being doubled off in Game 7. Well, let's show you a few things here now. I want to show you Tom Tango put this out as well. How far, and Buck, you tell me, again, if you're Max Muncy and I'm IKF, wherever you are, I am. If you move 2 feet that way, I can move 2 feet. If you move back, I got to move back.
The rule of thumb is you split the difference. If he's 15, I can be 8.
So now Muncy is said to be 15 feet from the edge of third base, and the lead for IKF is only 8.6 feet. So that's a problem, right?
It's not so much where your lead is, where you end up when the ball crosses the plate. The only part I've got a lot of problem with here is you got to run through this plate instead of slide, and or you go head first. I've always thought there should be a cylinder like a goal line at home plate. You shouldn't have to touch it because it's hard to touch home plate with a spike when it's under the ground, basically.
You see where Muncy is. By the way, Varsho is also, Dalton Varsho is a left-handed hitter. We'll show you this in a minute. But first, the break here is also not good. And the slide, and we make such a point of emphasis, like, hey, don't slide into first base. You think you're faster, you're not. Is that not taught going through home plate? That you're faster running through home plate?
Depends on what camp you're in.
Okay.
I know in my camp we did.
Yeah, take a look. Jake, let me show you the spray chart. Like, again, if we're diving into this and you're wondering, hey, because you are worried about a line drive to Muncy, he tags third, and you're out and you're doubled up. However, his spray chart, he is not hitting line drives to third base. This is his whole career. He's not doing it.
No, we knew that. He's going to spend all offseason wishing he would hit a fly ball in this situation. They win the World Series. Varsho has to live with this, as well as IKF. Look, when you see the secondary, he just kind of jumps and he doesn't gain any ground. I've got to have you gain some bit of ground, end on that right foot. If you're worried about a back pick, you're busting it back. I need to see a little bit of aggression there. I do understand the answer, but with the analytics and what the situation says, that play cost him a World Series. I feel bad for both players.
I do too. I don't want to pile on, but I have one more thing.
Miggy Rojas
worse and worse.
saves the World Series.
Mookie Betts was in a situation as well, similar. Again, now this is in the 10th, and a ground ball. Betts is thrown out, right? Just a play to shortstop. Jimenez throws him out. But you know what? So where was Betts standing? What's his lead? Because the third baseman on Betts, look how close third baseman is. That's Clement, right? Who's close to third base. But Mookie's taking a real lead, and he's jumping, and he's moving, and now he takes off. And we have the measurements of this. There's a significant difference from where Betts was and where IKF was.
You know what people miss about this? I would have said there's no way that the catcher's going to end the World Series throwing the ball in the left field. We're going to take that.
Right, to throw it there. Just a primary lead, 7.8. Mookie was 11.6. If IKF is 11.6, he's safe, and the Blue Jays are World Series champions. Secondary lead as well. Now, Mookie Betts is great at that. The lead, the jump, Mookie is great at that, but that's a World Series title.
Everybody should be great at that. There's no excuse for not being great at
And you're taught when you take that secondary lead and the ball crosses the plate, you come back to third base in the line. So now the catcher has to worry about bouncing that ball off.
Right.
So there's a lot of ways to cover your rear there.
Right. So he's or get hit in the rear as he's running back. But you're right. Is Will Smith going to want to fire the ball down? You're saying to third base.
I'm taking that chance.
Where it's the end of the World Series. Now, here's the end of the World Series. I give a little credit to this. Mookie Betts, it's first and third. Chopper. By the way, that's the game-tying run at third. He completes the double play.
Anytime you got a chance to take it yourself and eliminate a throw, that's what you do.
I love the fact the second baseman got out of the way. A lot of people continue through that plate and get in the way.
The fact that Mookie Betts can go from right field to making plays like that to win the World Series truly speaks to the athlete.
Best right fielder I ever saw play right field was Mookie Betts in Fenway Park. And
Really?
they moved him to shortstop. And when I first saw him in the Arizona Fall League, he was playing second base.
Yeah.
I mean, what a player.
And again, small plays. Yeah.
High level.
Yeah. I didn't even think about where the second baseman was. Get out. There's a lot going on the baseball
Miggy
field.
Rojas, if he doesn't start game 6 and 7 with what he did just on the defensive side of the ball,
yeah.
they are not world champions.
No question. We'll take a break. When we come back, again, I mentioned at the top of the program, the same guys keep showing up, right? We do baseball plays every day on MLB Now. Same guys keep showing up. Who are our favorite baseball players? That's next.
Jose Ramirez has the highest baseball IQ that I've ever seen. He sees things that none of us see. He's looking for balls in the dirt before the pitcher lets go of it. He knows when he needs to steal third to take away the pitcher's breaking ball with 2 outs. He's always thinking ahead. He is by far one of the most cerebral baseball players I've ever been around.
That's Stephen Vogt, who's now a 2-time manager of the year. He's 2 for 2. Buck Showalter, by the way, a 4-time manager of the year.
Is that good?
But that's pretty good. Cleveland, though, keeps showing up, Buck. And we're going to talk about our favorite players, and we're going to do a lot of Cleveland baseball here. The Guardians were 29th in slugging. There's only 30 major league clubs. 29th in slugging. How do they overcome the largest deficit in the history of the game? They have baseball-y players. They were 15.5 out this year. They still won their division.
You're going to follow your leader. When Jose Ramirez shows up and goes about his business every day, when you watch Cleveland play, this guy seemingly is doing the right thing. Let's start with this. He smiles. He loves playing baseball, but watch him get away right here. We talked about leads. You don't score on that if you don't have the lead. Watch the wherewithal, leading my shortstop. That wasn't the second baseman. That was a shortstop covering. This is him. Again, secondary lead, scoring, and then base hit. Watch him right here. Take second. You heard Stephen Vogt, his manager, talk about how cerebral he is. Look at the instincts. Look at the internal clock. He's smiling, having fun while he's doing it. My favorite player in the league.
I tell you, my favorite player, right, Ramirez is extremely baseball. He's also a superstar. I like a guy who keeps showing up again and again on these baseball plays where, right, the traditional metrics, how good is this guy? I don't think the defensive metrics do Gabriel Arias justice. You've already seen him 3 or 4 times on this show throwing guys out with his terrific relays. He's got a strong arm, but Buck, it's not just a strong arm, it's a strong, accurate arm, it's quickness, it's his body movements. Look how he hops up and makes that throw.
He anticipates what's coming.
Yes.
Great players anticipate. He moves his feet while the throw is in the air on the relay to get it in position to make that play.
And look, arm strength, 94th percentile. His outs above average. It's not even doing him justice. Fielding run value, the StatCast metrics, again, there'll be conflicting metrics. He's playing shortstop. He's better than that. Not only that, if you're going out with a whole bunch of guys, I want Gabriel Arias in my crew. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know
There's
exactly
a certain toughness to him. He won't start trouble, but he will end it. You know what I'm saying? He's a real guy. You can see it.
Now, I was thinking about what y'all said with Jose Ramirez. One of the things, your good players have to play the game right, and they make their teammates better. You know, I used to ask scouts, and scouts used to say, this guy will make the team better other than just what he gives offensively. It's when your best player plays the game right, it makes everybody and the manager's job easier.
I hate to say this, but did you enjoy this hour?
Oh my God!
I don't want to. Yeah. He was
skeptical.
skeptical. Buck is famously skeptical. I think you enjoyed some baseball hours.
Cautious.
Yeah, cautiously optimistic.
Optimistic.
That's show number 1, Baseball Plays of the Year. Hope you enjoyed it.